This is Mistral. He's a Great Pyrenees who we got when he was about 8 weeks old. My parents named him after a wind that passes through the south of France, which is actually where my family is from. Mistral, or Mimi for short, was actually pretty small for his breed. Most male Great Pyrenees grow to be about 100 to 160 pounds, which is huge for a dog, but Mimi was only about 90 pounds. But his fur made him look huge nonetheless. There was never a dull day with Mistral. Anything he did would make us laugh. When he was a puppy, I remember he was too small to climb up the stairs, and he was too scared to climb down them. So for a while, my family had to carry him up and down. And this lasted a bit longer than it should have, because I'm sure Mimi was perfectly happy being carried up and down, so he didn't really want to learn how to do it. Whenever we would go downtown, Mimi would get a ton of attention, which was normal for him since he was so big. This one time, there was a lady who stopped and started to pet Mimi. And Mistral, being the elegant young man that he was, decided to poop right there on the sidewalk as this poor woman came to the realization of what he was doing. Mimi also loved to sing, but he only sang if he played the harmonica. For some reason, the harmonica was the only way to get him to howl. At first, we thought he was howling because the noise of the harmonica hurt his ears, but later we found out that dogs will try to harmonize with harmonicas, and they do this by howling. Mistral had a beautiful howl, and we loved to hear him sing, and he loved to sing too. As I'm sure all dog owners know, having a dog isn't always fun, and Mistral was no exception. When Mimi was a puppy, he used to love running out of the house, and Mimi also loved to run away from us when we would try to catch him. On top of that, Mimi was a big dog, so to catch him, you had to tackle him to the ground. There are many stories in our family about having to tackle Mimi on the side of a road because he had run away. These stories are funny now, but at the time, they were anything but funny. Mimi also had a lot of stomach problems, especially in his older age. If he ate something that he wasn't supposed to, we would often suffer the consequences for a couple days. Sometimes we would find a total mess all over the kitchen or in our rec room or even sometimes in our bedrooms. And the fun doesn't stop there. You can't just leave poop all over the floor, so we would have to clean it all up. Although I personally can't complain much since my mom was the one who usually cleaned it all up. Thanks, Mom. Despite all of this, Mimi was still the greatest dog any of us could have ever asked for. He made everyone he met smile, and no matter how mad we could get with him, we could never be mad for long. He was part of the family. He would sit with us at holiday dinners, and he would be there by our sides if we needed him to be. Honestly, I see Mistral as more of a friend than a pet. When we would talk to him, it felt like he was listening. When we played with him, it felt like we were playing with an old friend. And if you needed a hug, Mistral would be there to give you a big old bear hug. Whenever someone came to our house, Mistral was always the first one to greet them. And if you had food on you, then Mistral was not going to leave your side until you either gave him food or you finished your food. Anything that he did could put a smile on your face. You may have noticed that I've been talking in the past tense, and that's because unfortunately Mimi passed away in March. He was 11 years old. As sad as I was when he passed, I was also happy that I was able to spend so much time with him. As we told people the news, I saw just how much he meant to people who weren't even in my family. He has such a beautiful soul that people who had only met him once were still hurt when they heard of his passing. I had told one of my friends who knew Mimi since he was a puppy, and he told me that Mimi wasn't just a dog to him, he was a childhood friend. This made grieving a bit easier for me, and while I'm not necessarily sad about his passing, it's still hard to walk inside my house without him greeting me, and it's still hard to hear dogs bark without hearing him bark back. I do wish I could thank Mistral for everything, and I do wish I could hug him one more time. He was a light in my life and so many other people's lives. When we got Mistral as a puppy, he was running away from us, and that's the reason we decided to get him. I'm so thankful that he decided to run away from us that day because I can't imagine having grown up with any other dog.